Hello and welcome to One Way or Another. This is another one of the Novembuck visual novel jam story things. Um, and unlike some of the other ones, this one's lacking I guess, title menu image. I mean, it is supposed to be done in like about a month, so you do what you can. Some people have some more resources than others. Anyways, so this visual novel, I believe, is about a person who was being approached by two people, and both of them seem to be interested in the person, but it kind of seems like the person in question, which I'm assuming is the main character, is not really interested in them. So yeah, there is the problem. The setup, the hook, if you will. Um and he or they is trying to figure out how to, I guess, tell them that he's not interested. So yeah, we'll see. Anywho, so without further ado, let us begin One Way or Another. Let's see. 5 across, 7 letters. Incoming. Well, that doesn't tell me. Look out! Ow. It happens so fast. I don't even see the basketball until it's already slammed my laptop shut and rebounded off my face, taking my glasses along with it. It bounces away like a mugger on the run. My hands come up on instinct, holding my aching snout. I'm not bleeding, thankfully, but it still hurts like hell. Oh my god, Credence, I'm so sorry. My friends sprint towards me, looking rightfully alarmed. Oh man, did I knock your glasses off? Shoot, I hope I didn't break them. He starts looking around for my fallen glasses, but Nash has already found them, holding them up in the sun and turning them over in his hands. No, I don't think they're broken, not even a little bent. They're fine, Brian. Oh, thank God. Indeed. Nash comes over to me, beaming. Here you go, Credence. Thanks, Nash. I reach out to take my glasses, but his hands shoot forward and gently place them on my face, for me. It's a little surprising, but that's just Nash being Nash. For as long as I've known him, which is basically my entire life, he's always been the type to take things upon himself, and usually, I let him. He's a reliable guy, obsessed with doing things the right way. He woke up precisely at 6 a.m. every morning, went to bed at 10. He ate 3 square meals and 2 rectangular snacks a day. He didn't smoke or gamble. He's never touched alcohol unless it came in the form of a cleaning wipe. He was always dressed in a sweater vest and khakis, like he just got out of church, even on days that weren't Sunday. I think if he ever touched a pair of jeans, he'd break into hives. People would call him boring, and they'd be right. But I guess boring people need friends too, and I'm glad that I had somebody like Nash as my friend. He's been holding my glasses for quite a while though. Oh, sorry. Was just making sure that they sat right. He pulls back, but not without skimming the bridge of my snout with a padded finger. How's the pain? It doesn't hurt too much, does it? I bring my hand to feel the part of my nose that got hit, and surprisingly, he's right. The pain is already starting to fade away. No, I'm okay. Doesn't seem like it hurt at all, actually. Oh, good. Guess I didn't hit you as hard as I thought. Wish you didn't hit me at all. Hey, I said that I was sorry already. Look, how about we get something to eat? I'll buy you a meal to make it up to you. Aw, Brian. You don't have to do that. I can pay for my own. I trail off as I bat my back pocket, filling empty space where my wallet should be. What's up? My wallet's gone? I look around with a growing sense of panic, fishing through my backpack to see if I just threw it in there, and I'm just forgetting. Then I catch sight of the basketball where it bounced off, with my open wallet lying next to it. The basketball rolls away inconspicuously. Brian, I think you need to throw that thing away. So that's where my $20 went. What do you guys feel like having today? I'm fine with whatever you decide on. Come on, Nash. I always pick. I want to know what you want. Well... There's this new sushi place that opened up near the Performing Arts building. Sushi? Huh? If that's alright with you. Why are you giving me that look? No reason. Sushi it is then. That cool with you, see? Credence? Huh? I glance up from my phone. Bro, are you doing another crossword? No. It's the same one. Brian blinks at me. Actually, maybe you can help me with this one. 7 letters. Hockey player or video essayist, Keith. Brian shrugs before I even finish. I don't know. I thought you liked hockey. You're on the team, aren't you? Yeah, but I don't actually watch hockey. Or video essays. Oh. I look back down at my phone dejectedly. Nash moves in closer and I feel his bulk pressing into my body. I glance up at him, then move my phone closer to my face so that he can see. Opposite of sin. Oh, virtue. I look at where he's pointing and type the word in. It fits perfectly. Oh, sweet. How'd you figure that out? I just pay attention during church is all. His ears turn red again as he humbly rubs the back of his neck. I grin at him, playfully leaning into him with my full weight. He's built like a brick wall, so I don't expect him to give, but I must have pushed a little too hard because he stumbles and almost sends us both careening to the ground. Whoa, you good? Fine, I'm fine. Just surprised me is all. Oh my god. Brian! Sorry, it's just... I look at the rabbit and see that he's trying and failing to subdue a grin. Man, I don't think that I've ever met anybody as boring as you two. Brian! Sorry. It's true though. Nash looks appalled, like Brian just insulted his family name. He's kinda got a point. What? It too, Credence. I mean, we don't really go out and do anything. All I do in my free time is practice and play games. Well, hey, knowing how to play the saxophone is plenty interesting. Not when you're a music major. I don't even do jazz or anything. I'm just in the marching band, like the least cool of all the bands. That's not true. Our football team would be desolate without you guys. Yeah, Credence, listening to you guys play the same 3 stand tunes over and over again gives me the strength that I need when I'm on the field. I thought you were on the hockey team. And, like, not to be mean, Nash, but I don't really see you going out and doing anything besides, like, Bible study. Bible study can be interesting. I give Nash a look. Yeah, I don't believe that one either. But still. Relax, Nash. I'm just teasing. You guys can do whatever lame-o stuff you want. I'll still like spending time with you guys. But I mean, do you guys ever just get the urge to go out and do something new? Like, we're in college. Now's the perfect time to go out and have fun. Go to the parties, meet new people, you know? I take a moment to ponder on what Brian is saying. I will admit that I've gotten a bit of FOMO from him every now and then. Brian is always doing something. I always see pics of him at the school events, games, parties. Just last weekend, he was at a music festival that he'd been hyping up for months. All of my weekends are spent in my dorm playing video games. At least, when I'm not at the football game, I'm obliged to be at anyway. I guess Brian has a point. I could stand to do some more exciting things while I'm still young. College is meant to be about all the new experiences, right? But then again... Sounds like a lot of work. Huh? You know, going out every weekend. Where's the time to just, like, chill out and relax? That is your chill out time, dude. Nah, that sounds exhausting. Agreed. Man, you guys are lame. But you love us anyway. True, at least until someone cooler and hotter than you comes along to steal me away. Brian! I'm kidding, it's a joke. Brian elbows Nash in the gut, but the bear stands firm and retaliates by wrapping an arm around the smaller rabbit's shoulders and shaking him around. I count up a chortle while I stand on the sidelines, and eventually we continue our trek to the new sushi place. Did you ever watch the volleyball anime that I told you about? Yeah, but I couldn't get into it. Way too many fan services. What's the matter with it? Everything? How am I supposed to focus on the plot when I'm slapped in the face with the dragon's fat, jiggling tits every few seconds? Credence! Sorry. So what? You're just not into boobs? Brian! What? I want to know. I pause, coming to a realization. Had I not come out to them yet? Did I never tell? I'm cut off by the revving of the loudest engine known to man. All three of us whip our heads in the direction of the sound and see a shiny black motorcycle barreling towards us, shrouded in the clouds of dust. Its wheels are spurring up. I can't make out its rider through the dust, but I can definitely see his antlers, jutting tall and proud from his unhelmed head. This guy's driving way too fast on a city road. Nash and I, in a moment of mutual unspoken concern, step away from the street, but Brian stands still, staring in awe. Oh, damn! I flinch as the motorcycle speeds past us, flattening Brian in the process, then skids to a stop a few yards away. Oh my gosh, Brian! My legs! Nash immediately rushes over to Brian, and I, belatedly, realize that I should probably help too. But before I can get close, the buck dismounts his bike and cuts me off. Hey. Hi? He's tall and his antlers make him look even taller. I have to look past his barrel of a chest to see the casual, sleazy-looking expression on his face. He crosses his arms, and I get a good look at the tattooed image of a snake coiling around his left bicep. Sorry about your friend. Wasn't paying attention to where I was going, because I was too busy staring at you. Oh, that's dangerous. I like living dangerously. Besides, I'm sure that he'll be alright. My arm is backwards! But enough about that. You look like a guy that knows how to have a good time. I stare at him through my thick-rimmed glasses, shuffling awkwardly in my oversized windbreaker and slip-on sandals. Brian once complimented me on my divorced librarian costume 3 weeks after Halloween. How about we go out tonight? You, me, us. I don't know about that. I mean, I have to go see my friend in the hospital. He cuts me off by reaching into his pocket and flashing a pair of movie tickets at my face. I recognize the titles written on them almost instantly. Whoa, are these for the kaiju movie marathon happening tonight? The one and only. Why don't you come tonight? It'll be fun. You know, maybe... Great, then it's a date. He turns away and gets back on his motorcycle. He winks at me before revving the engine and zooming off in the direction that he came, running over Brian a second time. He disappears in a cloud of dust, riding off into the horizon. Huh. Credence, who was that? I don't know. I didn't get his name. He ran over Brian. Twice. I look at Brian's crumpled body on the ground, then back into the distance. What do you think? About Brian? I mean, he definitely needs an ambulance, but... No, about the deer guy. He invited me to that kaiju movie marathon happening tonight. I think I might go. Credence, you can't be serious. I mean, why not? Right? Call a hospital. I don't know. He just seems suspicious to me. I don't trust him. I mean, we're just going to the movies. I'm not gonna get in the car with him or anything. Credence. Relax, Nash. I'm sure that it'll be fine. Plus, I really want to see those movies. Nash still looks unsure, but eventually he lets out a heavy sigh that I'm extremely familiar with. It's his sigh of defeat. All right. If you really want to go... But let me drive you there, at least, okay? Oh, Nash, you don't have to do that for me. but I want to. That throws me off for a moment. I don't remember Nash ever sounding that, committed. But if he's that worried about me, the least that I could do was indulge him, and it beats taking the bus. Okay. I'll be ready at 5. Good, alright. I'm gonna take Brian to the ER. Alrighty, see you later then. We fist bump and then Nash bends over and hoists Brian over his shoulder before walking towards the hospital. I go the opposite way, already thinking about tonight. Nash pulls into the movie theater parking lot, driving no faster than 5 miles per hour. His foot is poised perfectly on the brake, just in case someone happens to spontaneously appear in a puff of smoke in front of his truck. I take my earbuds out of my ears, catching the tail end of the manufactured country song Nash had going right before he turns the volume down. I can't stand that stuff, but I also can't bear to see the look on his face when I tell him so. I've never seen a man so passionate over the songs about tractors and beer. Especially a man who doesn't own a tractor and doesn't drink beer. Thanks again for taking me here, Nash. I super appreciate it. Of course. You know that I'm more than happy to do anything for you, Credence. Here, let me drop you off at the entrance. The parking lot is huge, and we creep towards the front of the theater at a snail's pace. I think that it'd be faster if I got out and walked. So, is there anything I can do to convince you to not see this guy? I look at Nash, but his gaze is fixed firmly ahead. The only thing betraying his image of crystal clear focus is the drumming of his fingers on the steering wheel. Nash, I told you, I'll be fine. I'm just watching a few movies with him. No big deal. I know, you said as much already, but I don't know, I just don't like him. Something about him just rubs me the wrong way. You worry too much, you know that? So I've been told. I smile at him in what I hope is a reassuring way, but the grimace doesn't leave Nash's face. 1 eternity later, we make it to the front of the theater, and I open the passenger door to get out. Don't forget your backpack. Nash, come on, you sound like my mom dropping me off at school. I'm a grown man. I say it as I take my kaiju plushie-shaped backpack from beneath the passenger seat. But just tell me that you'll be careful. I will. Gosh. Thank you. Alright. I'm off to see Brian at the hospital. We're gonna be watching a few movies ourselves. He's pretty upset since he won't be able to play in the basketball game next weekend, so I thought that I'd cheer him up. That's sweet of you, Nash. But I thought, you know what? Never mind. Tell him that I said hi. Will do. Have fun and be safe. I wave Nash off before walking into the movie theater. I walk in and start looking for the buck I met earlier that day, slinging my kaiju plushie / backpack over my shoulder. It's stuffed to the gills with candy that I brought from home. I wanted to be nice and get the buck something too, but I have no idea what he likes, so I just grabbed a little bit of everything. Sadly though, not surprisingly, he doesn't seem to be here yet. At least I think so. The anxious part of me thinks that he is staring at me from somewhere and I just don't recognize him. But I'd be hard-pressed to forget those antlers. I scan the floor one more time just to be sure, but nope, I don't see him. I guess I'm early. Ah well, might as well. Hey, Jesus! Out of the corner of my eye, I see a hoofed hand touch my shoulder and I recoil on instinct, turning to face the buck and his self-satisfied smile. Holy crap, where did you come from? I was waiting for you. Don't tell me that you didn't see me standing over there. He points in the direction of the arcade, where I'm certain that there wasn't a 6-foot-tall antler-included stag standing just a few seconds ago. Guess not. It's dark in here. No worries, Kit. My face scrunches up at the nickname. Credence is fine. Come to think of it, I didn't get your name either. Is that right? Yeah. Ah. Well, my name's Fleetwood. Alright, cool. Nice to meet you, Fleetwood. Same to you, kid. It's great. Let me take care of the popcorn, alright? Before I can protest, Fleetwood saunters over to the concessions line, cutting off a couple that had gotten there just after him. The guy backs up to give him space, but the girl says something to him that makes him look wildly between her and Fleetwood. Deciding to take his chance with the buck, I watch the fox dude tap him on the shoulder, opening his mouth to say something. And before he can even get it out, Fleetwood gives him the mother of all death glares. I can almost see the laser shooting out of his eyes and disintegrating the dude on the spot. The fox dude's words get caught in his throat, and he meekly steps backwards, his tail between his legs before wandering towards a different, much longer line. The girl goes after him, clearly exasperated, and the only thing that I can think is, that poor guy. I look back at Fleetwood as we make eye contact. He gives me a smile and a wave and then turns to buy our food. In the end, Fleetwood got an extra large tub of popcorn for the two of us, a large cherry cola for me and a margarita for himself, which I can't help but comment on. You're drinking? Are you driving after this? It's just one drink, kid. These movie theater drinks are weak shit anyways. Yeah, but like, that's still alcohol. You saying I can't hold my liquor? No, it's just like... I wave my free hand around, trying to find the right words to say without upsetting him. I feel like I shouldn't have to explain why drinking before driving is a bad idea. I thought that billions of PSAs took care of that already. Relax, kid. I know my limits. I'm not trying to get shit-faced during a movie anyways. Right now, I'm all about spending time with you. That's, nice. We find our seats and get settled in. The theater is moderately packed, but luckily, nobody comes and sits down right next to us. We sit happily in the center of a pocket of empty seats. So, you a fan of this giant monster stuff? Oh, dude, I love kaiju movies. Could say you're a fan of big things, huh? Mostly just kaiju stuff. Like I tried getting into mecha anime, but it didn't hit the same way for me. Like the giant city destroying fights are cool and all, but you can't do anything with animated... Okay. Yeah, that's not me doing that, by the way. So, I don't know. What about you? They're, cool. I guess. He turns away from me, suddenly taken with whatever's happening on the screen. I look. There is a local ad playing about the importance of supporting your resident sewage treatment plant. He didn't strike me as the type of guy to be interested in that kind of stuff. We while away the minutes, waiting for the previews to finish by making small talk, interrupted by bouts of popcorn munching. But once the movie starts, I hush up, my eyes glued to the screen. Like always, I'm immediately enraptured. I don't know how many times I've seen this movie, but it never gets old for me. Even the boring, expository human stuff. Around 10 minutes into the movie, though, I hear Fleetwood shift in his seat next to me, and a moment later I feel his arm across my shoulder. I tense up immediately. I break away from staring at the screen to look at Fleetwood, but he's got his eyes firmly on the screen, idly swirling the drink in his other hand. Is this normal? I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty nice. His arm is dense with muscle, and after I get over the initial shock, I find that it's actually quite comfortable. His bicep is like a thick, firm pillow for my head to rest on, and I find myself leaning closer to his body. But then I pick up on something else. My whiskers twitch involuntarily. Hey. He looks at me with those dark, half-lidded eyes. I don't want to embarrass you, but, it's the musk, isn't it? He lets out a low chuckle, apparently pleased that he read my mind. Sorry, kid. Decided to get a quick workout in before showing up. You don't mind, do you? I mean, I guess not, but it's kinda strong. I know. No, I mean like, really strong. Do you want some deodorant? Do I... What? I grab my plushy backpack and root through the ocean of candy boxes, finding a stick of extra-strength deodorant. On the front is an image of a feral octopus getting punched by a wolf with an anchor on his arm. You just, carry that stuff around with you? It's not because I'm a skunk, if that's what you're thinking. I just like to keep fresh after marching band rehearsal. He gives me an odd look before begrudgingly taking the deodorant, popping the top off and applying it to his pits. Pretty soon his musk is replaced by a team of scientists' best attempt at chemically replicating the smell of ocean breeze. He gives the deodorant back to me and I dutifully return it to my backpack before focusing back on the movie. His arm disappears from behind me, but I don't notice. We don't say anything to each other for the rest of the movie. Oh man, I can never get enough of that movie. You know, it came out 70 years ago, and it still holds up. Like seriously, those special effects are just incredible. I mean, I guess since the movie's in the black and white, you can't really tell that they're all just miniatures, but still. Yup. And could you imagine being the guy having to waddle around in that huge monster suit? Apparently the original costume was so hot and heavy that the suit actor couldn't go more than 3 minutes before passing out. Oh yeah? Yeah, I think they ended up having to make a second suit for him. They cut the original suit in half and used it. Oh god. Alright, well, this has been a lot of fun, kid, but how about we ditch this place and head somewhere a little more cozy, huh? Huh? Fleetwood opens the door for me, and we step out into the chilly night air. But what about the second movie? The sequel's not great, I'll admit, but it's still a good time. They actually messed up when they filmed the monster fight scene. They ended up speeding up the footage instead of slowing it down, so it just looks like something out of the slapstick show. Fleetwood cuts me off by putting a hand on my shoulder. Forget the movie, kid. Why don't we head back to my place? You want to... Huh? I stare up at him, feeling like I'm out of the loop. For some reason, I wonder how he isn't freezing in this wind, considering how thin his fur is compared to mine. Right as I finish thinking that, he shivers. Hey, should we head back inside? You look kinda... Don't worry about it, kid. I don't need anything but you to warm me up. He pulls me closer to his body and I fall into it like a sack of potatoes. My hands come up to stop my fall and they land squarely on his well-muscled chest. Oh my god, what the hell is happening? I freeze up. He's got both of his arms around me, coiling around my shoulders like a pair of anacondas. His body is warm, astonishingly warm. I look up at him and suddenly our muzzles are inches apart from each other. I can feel his breath on the tip of my cold snout. He doesn't say anything, he just purses his lips and leans in. And finally my brain starts working again. I don't just push him away so much as I slide out of his embrace like jelly. I tumble away and stand up straight, about a yard away, staring wide-eyed at the buck. What's the matter, kid? Moving too fast for you? No worries. We can take things a bit slower if you'd like. It's not that, Fleetwood. I'm sorry. I don't want to disappoint you, but I had no idea what you were leading towards and... Sorry, but I may... Huh? Asexual? What? Really? Yeah? Are... Are you sure? What? I mean, I'm pretty sure. Honestly, I've never tried, but Anyway, you're a cool guy, Fleetwood, but I'm not really interested in you in that way. The buck doesn't say anything, just continuing to stare at me in a seeming disbelief. I stand there awkwardly, trying to rub some warmth into my arms. You okay, dude? Yeah, no, I'm fine. It's just... are you sure? Alright, now I'm starting to get irritated. What? Yes. I'm not gonna have sex with you just because you don't believe me, dude. Well, but I was told... I thought... He's stammering. I never thought that I'd see him so flustered. Ugh, now I feel bad for snapping. Man, I'm sorry that I made you think that I'm stringing you along, Fleetwood, but if it helps, I do think that you're a really cool guy. I'd love to hang out again sometime if you want. He doesn't respond right away, apparently still grappling with the revelation of my sexuality. Eventually, though, he does manage to recompose himself, standing up straight and crossing his arms. That persistently confident smile returns to his face, but this time his eyes are wide open. You know what? That's fine, kid. Really? Yeah, don't sweat it. It's no big deal. My shoulders relax, a relieved smile forming on my muzzle. Alright, cool. Thanks, Fleetwood. Sure thing, kid. You don't have to worry about a thing. Because I'm gonna kidnap you. Sorry, what? When I wake up, it's not like how it is in the movies, where they're all groggy and stuff after being drugged and they think that they're in a dream. It feels just like it does when waking up in my dorm in the morning. Except that I'm not in my dorm. I'm in a room that looks like it belongs in a crack house. Also, I'm handcuffed to a pair of bedposts. Also, Fleetwood is standing there shirtless with a box of chocolate-covered almonds in his hand. Also, there's a hockey game playing on the TV. That's how I know that this is a dream. I've never watched a hockey game in my life. Morning, kid. Thanks for the candy. How you feeling? Just a little concerned. Relax, I ain't gonna hurt you. Just thought that you might need a little extra, convincing. That's why I tied you up. Help get you in the mood. What? Is that what this is? I tug on the handcuff for emphasis, feeling something soft and furry around my wrist. I look up and see my hand bound by a cheap plastic handcuff with fuzzy pink lining. Did you buy this from a toy store? I didn't buy them. I stole them, obviously. You couldn't steal a nicer pair? What does it matter? Yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, it doesn't matter anyway. I'm not into bondage. Shit, really? I thought all you mortals were into it. Mortals? He ignores me, walking over to the cooler in the corner of the room and pulling out a can of beer. He pops it open, drinks the whole thing in one go, then crushes it against his forehead before tossing it into a plastic bin and grabbing another one. He walks over to a lawn chair and plops himself into it, dropping the can into the cup holder. Well, Plan A was a bust, and now Plan B isn't going so well either. He watches a hockey game on the TV intently, stroking the tuft of fur at the end of his chin. Wait, were you seriously planning to take me back here last night? Dude, this place sucks. Oh, come on, it's not that bad. You're sitting in a lawn chair. Indoors. Gee, didn't realize you mortals were too good for lawn chairs and $5 handcuffs. Look, there's that mortal thing again. What are you talking about, dude? Fleetwood doesn't answer, tapping a hooved finger at the edge of his armrest. Then he stops, turning his head to look at me. His eyes glint, the light from the screen bouncing off of them in this weird, unnatural way. It makes them look red. I think it'll just be easier to show you. Maybe it'll help too. Before I can ask what that means, Fleetwood stands up, turning his entire body to face me. Suddenly the room gets dark, darker than it already was, barely lit by the glow of the TV. At the same time, Fleetwood's eyes start to shine, actually shine like a pair of tinted headlights on a car driving down a dark, winding road. I thought his eyes were red at first, but now I see that they're actually purple. The image of hellfire sears itself into my brain. And for some reason, cabbage. He raises his arms out to the side, fists clenched, and turns his muzzle up to the ceiling. Then, to my complete disbelief, a pair of leathery wings sprouts from his back, flapping once before folding in like a gargoyle. When he looks at me again, his eyes are burning a deep violet hue. His sclera turned black. I can see flecks of red dancing around his pupils. Surprise, kid. Now you know what I really am. You're a vampire? You can't actually be that stupid, can you? You are not a vampire. Yes. I'm an incubus, kid. A demon of the night. Surely you've heard of us. It's our eternal mission to come and corrupt innocent souls like yours. You ever knew anybody who became a completely different person once they got a boyfriend? Thought you were all buddy-buddy, would do anything for each other, then one day out of the blue you realize that you haven't seen them in a while, and you never will again. They don't show up to your little get-togethers, won't answer your text, won't pick up your calls, too busy spending time with the new love of their life to care about you. Eventually you forget about them the same way that they forget about you. Then we dump them, leave them with a broken heart that can't be mended, and move on to the next target. That's us, kid. All it takes is one date. At least, that's usually how it goes. I think. You think? He scratches the fur at the back of his neck awkwardly. Truth be told, kid, you're my first target. Never been out in the field on my own, till you. Oh. I'm sorry? You're sorry? Yeah. 'Cause I'm still not into you. What? Still? Are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. You kidnapped me. Handcuffed me. Fine, I'll get the damn fancy handcuffs. And you think that I'd want to get in bed with you after all that? Works in the books. Dude, even if I weren't ace, that's like totally not the way to go. Well, if you know everything about landing a date, why don't you tell me about it, kid? I don't. Because I'm ace. I feel like we've established that pretty well already. Fleetwood huffs through his nose, clearly frustrated, pinching the bridge of his snout. It only now dawns on me that Fleetwood could actually hurt me if he really wanted to. Like, really hurt me. With both of my hands tied up, I'd have no way of fighting back if he tried anything nasty. I mean, even if I weren't tied up, I don't know if I could take on a 7-foot-tall demon stag by myself. I guess if he tried to tear my pants off, I could spray him. Suddenly, Fleetwood stares at me, his expression unreadable. He stomps towards me, rattling the bed, and my heart starts to race as I prepare to do what I need to do. But then he just plops himself down at the edge of the bed, near my feet, nearly sending me flying like I were on a trampoline. He looks at me again with huge, flaming eyes and a pout. Please? No. Damn it. He turns away and puts his head in his hands. We stay like that for a while, sitting in silence. Eventually, my attention turns from Fleetwood to the hockey game on the TV. Oh, Keith Ballard. Huh? 19th century mathematician. Oh god, I hate these kinds of clues. I swear that I've seen this one before, but I'm so bad at remembering names. Fleetwood leans over and I angle my phone so that he can take a look. Oh, Ada Lovelace. Cool lady. Love to gamble. You knew her or what? Could say something like that. Had a buddy who knew her dad, and she'd take me along sometimes. How old are you? Good question. When did they stop hunting witches? Good question. Hey, my arm's starting to fall asleep. Let me get that for you. I put my phone in my lap and raise my free hand up. Fleetwood leans over and clicks the cuff around my wrist, then shifts to the other side and unlocks the second cuff. I pick up my phone, type Lovelace, and move on to the next clue. Site of the infamous 1693 witch trials. Oh, there you go. We hang out like that for a while, occasionally pausing to let Fleetwood uncuff and recuff my hands as needed. He still doesn't want to let me go. I think he thinks that he still has a chance, but he hasn't tried to hurt me or coerce me or anything like that. Apparently, he has to wait for me to make the first move. Consent is big in hell, he says. It's not temptation if you make them do it. So far, the most he's done is stare at me longingly, offered to let me feel his abs, and, when he was especially desperate, showed off by eating a hot dog in one bite. I was impressed with that one. Otherwise, we've just been alternating between watching TV and doing crosswords together. Progress has been slow, though. Alright, 8 down, 6 letters. Let me in. Let me in? What does that mean? Oh, these kinds of clues usually want you to think of a phrase that has the same meaning. So like, you could say let me in, or you could say something like, open up. I'm jolted up by a loud and sudden pounding on the door. Fleetwood is already on his feet, but he remains silent as the door rattles on its hinges. Credence? Credence, are you in there? Are you okay? Nash? Hang on, I'm gonna get you out of there, alright? Fleetwood and I stare frozen as we listen to Nash's heavy footfalls fade away. Where is he going? Guess he gave up already. Not like he would have been able to do anything against that lock. It's reinforced. There's no way that he's getting... I yelp as the door suddenly splits in half, a shower of splinters covering the floor at Fleetwood's feet. Nash tries to pull his foot back through the hole that he just kicked through the door, but it gets caught and I see him trying to pull it back through with both hands without falling over on his ass. Oh, come on, dude. You know how long it's gonna take to clean that up. Fleetwood snaps his finger and each individual piece of debris disappears in a puff of smoke. You can do that, but you can't get a nicer chair? It's comfortable. There is another cry of shattered wood as Nash elects to punch the door open this time, sending the entire top half of it flying across the room. Nash wrestles with what little is left of the door before tearing it off its hinges and throwing it into the hallway. He steps into Fleetwood's apartment, his chest heaving, his face contorted into a mask of pure, unfiltered rage. I've never seen him like this before. It's incredibly unsettling. His eyes briefly scan the room before settling on me, and in an instant all the anger in his expression melts into concern. I wave at him with a cupped hand. Credence, are you okay? You're not hurt, are you? Back off, Bear. Fleetwood steps in between me and Nash. His broad, leathery wings block my view, but for the moment I was able to see his face. Nash didn't look at the least bit impressed to see the demon standing in front of him. The kid's mine. Why don't you just head on out of here, and I won't have to burn you to a crisp. Vile hellspawn, you will not have your way with him. Vile hellspawn? Did he just get back from the Ren Fair or something? This doesn't seem to faze Fleetwood, but the buck doesn't make a move right away. I can see his hand twitching at his hip, like a gunslinger ready to whip his pistol out to fire. Nash, presumably, is the exact same way. The air is heavy with anticipation. I don't know what Fleetwood is capable of, but Nash doesn't seem like he's willing to back down. He doesn't even seem scared. Hey, guys? I shouldn't have said anything. I might as well have said fire. Fleetwood's hand swings back like he's getting ready to throw a pitch, and I see it become engulfed in purple-reddish flame. As he twists his body to lob the ball of fire at Nash, I can see the bear straight on again, his palm up and out like a catcher behind home base. Just as Fleetwood shoots forward to throw, I see a pinprick of white light coalesce in the space between his fingers. And suddenly I'm blinded. It's like the flash on the world's biggest camera. I screw my eyes shut on instinct, and at the same time I hear Fleetwood let out a harsh, guttural cry which is promptly followed by a whooshing sound that lasts less than a second. I open my eyes again and try to blink the stars out of my eyes. I see Nash's silhouette in front of me, but it doesn't look right. A second later, I see the reason why. Credence? Talk to me, buddy. Are you okay? He didn't hurt you, did he? I'm stunned. Nash is hovering over me, looking me over with huge, frantic eyes. I stare back, my jaw agape. Seeing that I'm unhurt, he turns attention to my face and gives me a relieved smile, an expression that I'm much more familiar with. It takes me a second for my brain to start working again, to tell my friend that I'm alright, that Fleetwood didn't try to touch me and was actually a pretty cool guy, all things considered, to ask if the angel wings are new or if they were always there. But I don't have time to say any of that because he's leaning in to kiss me. So I just smack him instead. Ow! Dude! He looks at me with huge, confused eyes, rubbing the point where my hand hit his cheek. I don't think that he actually hurt him. The dude's built like a brick house, but it must have surprised him nonetheless. Credence, why did you hit me? Because I just got kidnapped and you just showed up out of nowhere and killed a guy and you're an angel apparently and it's like, hello? I didn't kill him. He just got out of the way and I only clipped his wing. He probably teleported away and is licking his wounds right about now. He'll be back soon enough. Nash sighs heavily, as if this is some great failure on his part. I'm sorry. I probably have a lot of explaining to do, don't I? Yeah, dude. But can you uncuff me first? I really need to pee. That barbarian, he didn't let you go to the restroom? Well, I never asked. I don't want to be rude. We leave Fleetwood's apartment right after I take a whiz. I was worried about his neighbors calling the police or something after hearing his door get smashed to pieces, but we didn't have to worry about that at all. The building was totally abandoned. We emerge out onto a dark, deserted street, dimly lit by flickering street lamps. I briefly entertain the notion that I've been dragged into a horror game. It's gusty tonight. I watch a lone newspaper page as it rides the breeze before getting caught in a bush, a rogue basketball chasing after it. I wrap my windbreaker tighter around my body, shivering. Instinctively, I move towards Nash, hoping to share some of the bear's warmth, but I quickly catch myself instead. Do you know where we are? I don't think that I've been on this side of the town before. We're downtown. Actually, we're not that far from campus. Let me walk you back to your dorm, Credence. Can we eat first? My dinner so far has only been popcorn and sour strings. That monster didn't feed you? Was he planning to starve you until you agreed to... He looks like it pains him to get the words out, so I awkwardly cut him off. Well, actually, he offered me one of those microwavable dinner things, but it looked rank as hell, so... Stop. I've heard all that I need to hear. We start walking, Nash grumbling about the sin of watery pasta sauce, until we come across a 24-hour fast food place 2 blocks down. The place is totally empty, save for the dude behind the counter that looks like he's running off of energy drinks and the fear of college debt. I sigh. It's a little warmer in here, or at least not as windy. I go up to place my order and then sit with Nash on a plastic chair so uncomfortable that it would give lesser men a heart attack. Neither of us are willing to start the inevitable conversation. I drum my fingers on the table awkwardly while Nash studies the table marker. Eventually, though, I speak up. So, you're an angel? Not just any angel. I am your guardian angel, Credence. Oh, I get to have one of those? Of course. Everybody gets one. From the moment a human is born, God assigns them a guardian angel to care for them and protect them from those who would wish them harm. Those like Fleetwood. Nash spits his name out like it scalded his tongue. Fleetwood didn't want to hurt me, though. He was actually pretty nice aside from the, abducting. He was manipulating you, Credence. It's what they do. They shower their targets with love and affection to drive them away from the people that really care about them. The bear scowls as he says that last sentence. It's almost frightening how serious he is all of a sudden. I don't think that I've ever seen him this angry about anything before. Feeling uneasy, I decide to pivot away from Fleetwood for the moment. How did you find me, by the way? Oh, I know where you are at all times. It's just one of my capabilities as your guardian angel. When you left the movie theater last night, I foolishly thought that you were walking to the bus stop, but then you breezed right past it. By the time that I realized something was wrong, Fleetwood had already managed to obscure your presence from me, so I couldn't get to you right away. I had to manually search the entirety of downtown to find you. You know where I am at all times? Of course. Assuming no outside interference, of course. You, look uncomfortable. Do you want to switch seats? The bench is a little softer. No, I'm good. Nash looks like he's about to say something else, but then my food arrives on a plastic platter and we move on. I unwrap my chicken sandwich and dig into it with all the energy of a dying animal. I cover my mouth while I chew, talking between bites. So... His ears perk up. Back in Fleetwood's apartment, when I was still chained to the bed, you tried to kiss me? Ah, right. I'm sorry, Credence. I shouldn't have done that. No, it's cool. It wasn't, actually. And I'm sorry for slapping you. I guess my nerves were just shot from the whole, you know... It's all right. I forgive you. Cool. Thanks. I punctuate the end of the conversation with a sip of the soda, but Nash still looks uncomfortable. He's scrunched up my straw wrapper into a ball that he's rolling back and forth between his fingers. It slips out of his hands and lands on the floor. He leans over and dutifully picks it back up, along with an empty ketchup packet and an old fry that's been there for who knows how long. Nash always said to leave every room cleaner than how you found it. I think if he had his way, he'd leave every room as sterile as an operating room. A lot of his weirder habits are making a lot of sense now, knowing about the whole angel thing. It takes me a few minutes to finish my sandwich and fries. I'm not hungry anymore, at least, but I still feel like shit. Probably due in part to the sandwich. The things are just so weird all of a sudden. Getting kidnapped is one thing, but having your kidnapper turn out to be a demon who wants to get into your pants is just an entirely new level of wild that I wasn't prepared for. And then getting rescued by your best friend, who's really your guardian angel. Not that I'm grateful, but where did you even begin with that? Ugh, whatever. I stand up suddenly, tray in hand. I don't want to be here anymore. I just want to go home, sleep until noon, and then I'll sort everything out when I wake up. Credence? Nash gets up after me and follows me to the exit as I throw my trash out. Yeah? There is still something that I need to tell you. Alright, but can it wait until tomorrow? I'm really tired. He pauses, shifting from foot to foot. I'd rather tell you now, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to tell you later. Okay. I remove my hand from where it was on the door and face the bear head on. He takes a deep breath before letting it all out in one big, anxious sigh. I know that this is, unorthodox, but it's something that I've been thinking about for a very long time. I've been wanting to tell you for a while now, actually, but I was always too worried about ruining our friendship. And now, with all this craziness with that demon, I think it's time to come clean. What's he going on about? Is this still about the whole angel thing? Or is this... No, come on. It's true. I am your guardian angel, and most would think that it's unprofessional to feel this way about their charge. But I can't help the way that I feel about you, and I think that it'd be a sin to hide the truth from you, to hide it from myself. No, come on. I can't deny it anymore, Credence. The reason that I tried to kiss you back there was because I love you. I'm sorry? Huh? I'm flattered? You're flattered? It's not you, it's me. What? Credence, what are you saying right now? I don't know, man. I've never had to reject somebody before till like 6 hours ago. Huh? I grimace, trying to look away, trying to look anywhere but at the bear's helpless, distraught face. Nash, I don't like you that way. Like at all. don't get me wrong, you're an awesome friend and I'm happy that I get to know you, but, I don't want to, like, date you or anything. Are you sure? Oh my god, this again? I feel a ball of irritation rise up in my chest and I have to take a deep breath to squeeze it back down. Yes, I'm sure. I'm aromantic too, Nash. You... oh, no. We don't have to do anything like that if you don't want to. I cock an eyebrow. If you don't want to have sex, that's completely fine. We're supposed to get married before that anyway, but of course I completely respect your decision. What? Was that anything about marriage? Well, that's how it goes, isn't it? We date, and then we get married, and then... Nash, I don't want to get married, especially to you. I mean, sorry, that came out a bit harsh. Look, I'm sorry for upsetting you, Nash, but, I still want to be friends, I promise. Just not partners. Nash continues to stand there with his muzzle agape, looking almost frantic in how he struggles to find the right words to say. But I don't understand. How could you not want to have a partner? What? I don't know. I just don't, okay? He shakes his head, bringing a hand to rub at his temple, and then he stops, his eyes going wide like he's having some kind of epiphany. Of course. I am so sorry, Credence. This was stupid of me. Yeah. You're flustered from what happened with Fleetwood. It's all right, I understand. Listen, after I take you back to your dorm, you can get some rest. I'll deal with Fleetwood, and then we can live the rest of your life together, happily ever after. Nash, shut up. What? You don't believe me, do you? About me being Arrow Ace. You probably think that I'm delusional. How could I not want to have a partner? Everybody must want to have one, right? It's fine, I get it. Fleetwood thought the same thing too. He winces. Being compared to that demon must have really thrown him off. But I don't really care anymore. I'm tired of being questioned about my identity. I'm going home. Credence, wait. But I'm already pushing the door open and Nash's voice is drowned out by the howling wind. I make it 2 or 3 blocks before I realize that I don't know where I'm going. I headed in the same direction Nash and I were walking before we stopped, but I actually don't know if it'll take me to campus. I whip around for any kind of landmark that I recognize that I can use as a marker, but the buildings are too tall to see anything beyond them. I'm totally lost. I stop dead in my tracks as I pull out my phone. It's running on fumes after being uncharged for so long, but hopefully it'll be enough to at least get me to somewhere that I recognize. I type in my address and after a few moments of buffering, I'm thrown back a route that will get me there in 10 minutes. I just hope that there's no weirdos wandering around this late at night. I don't have my guardian angel around me to stop me from getting mugged. Where is he? You'd think that he would have to come after me, but as I look back, I don't see him anywhere. Well, that's just fine. I don't want to see him right now anyway. I start walking again. The wind cuts through my jacket and chills me to the bone, but I just stuff my hands in my pockets and press on. I don't even know how to describe what I'm feeling right now. Manipulated feels like too strong of a word to use, but that's the only way that I can think of describing it. But it's not really, is it? Nash is my friend. There's no doubt about that, even if he was like assigned to me or whatever. A guy wouldn't listen to me drone about kaiju movie production if he didn't care. But that was a problem too, right? That he cared too much. He said that he loved me. For some reason, the sheer thought of it is absurd to me. I thought we were just best friends. Had I been doing something to make him think that we could be anything more? I think about it all the times that we hung out, and all of a sudden, it becomes all too obvious. I've always been comfortable getting close to Nash, leaning on him, hugging him, that kind of stuff. He just had such a warm, calming presence, and we've been friends for so long. I didn't see anything weird about it. I remember how he reacted when I leaned against him yesterday afternoon, how he put my glasses on for me when they had fallen off. In that moment, was that... Did he... Shit, did I fuck up? I grimace at the thought. God, how oblivious do I have to be to not see it? Of course he'd think that I was in love with him. God, what the hell is wrong with me? No. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm just feeling guilty about rejecting him. Him having feelings for me doesn't change the way that I feel about him, and I don't have to change myself to match what he wants from me. He wouldn't want that. Right? My phone vibrates, and I pull out my pocket just in time to see it change my route. I roll my eyes, but I follow along anyway, taking a detour down a path between two buildings. This quickly turns out to be a mistake. My phone shakes and reroutes again. I follow it for about 5 yards before it changes its mind and reroutes again. The street disappears behind me, and I'm led down a winding alley path that I almost immediately lose track of. My phone starts freaking out trying to figure out where the hell I am, and then a message pops up. Location services have been disabled. Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding with me. Awesome. It's almost 3 in the morning and I'm somehow wandered right into the labyrinth. I'm either going to die walking around for the rest of my life, or a minotaur is gonna show up and gore me and eat my pancreas or whatever. I look around helplessly, trying to remember the path that I just took, but everything looks exactly the same to me. I end up choosing a direction at random and just pray that it'll take me where I need to go. It's not efficient, but it's better than standing around doing nothing. I try to keep track of where I have and haven't been, but everything blends together in here. I have nothing but trash cans, trash bags, and graffiti with slurs in them to guide me. Somehow, I think that it'd be a lot easier with breadcrumbs. Eventually, I come out into a wide open space, but it's not the street that I started from. It looks like it's a courtyard or something. A square plot surrounded by buildings on all sides, save for the alley that I used to get here. In the center is an absolutely massive pile of brush, way bigger than any normal brush pile that I've ever seen. It's tall and wide enough that I could disappear into it if I wanted to. Except I don't, because I don't want ticks. So I turn on my heel, preparing to go back and try a different route. And then the brush pile catches on fire. I don't know why or how, it just does. 1 second it was just a normal, unignited brush pile, and the next it had gone up in flames. The flame in question rises higher than the roofs of the buildings. Instinctively, I know that I should get the fuck away, but something about it catches my attention. It's not burning. I mean, it's pretty obviously on fire, but it's not burning up like it should be. There is no smoke or heat coming out, despite the intensity of the blaze. What the hell is going on here? Credence. Newball. It is I, the god of your ancestors. Oh, fuck off. Come close, but remove your sandals, or you walk on holy ground. What? I'm not doing that. This place looks grimy as hell. You would deny the will of your lord? Dude, I can see like 5 needles on the ground here. Okay, fine. Keep your shoes on. Still, you must come closer. I do, cautiously edging as close to the burning, but not burning brush, as I can without getting licked by the heatless flames. Credence, I have sent an angel onto you, to care for you, and to shield you from harm. And I have seen that you have rebuked him, and rebuked his love for you. Why have you refused the angel that I have granted unto you? Oh my god, is this seriously happening right now? Yes. Ugh, look, Nash is a good friend, and I'm happy that I know him. But I just don't see him that way. And I'm sorry if I upset him, but I don't know, wouldn't it bring to pretend to love him when I really don't? I think that's a typo. And like, wouldn't it be weird to fall in love with an angel anyway? It is not uncommon as you think. It actually happens startlingly often. And it is true. It is a sin to be dishonest even to oneself. However, it is a much greater sin to deny the will of your Lord. Is the angel that I chose for you really that appalling? What? No. I just got done saying that he's my best friend, didn't I? I just don't want to get into a relationship with him. I'm Arrow Ace. I can't help it. I look away, shoving my hands in my pockets. You are Arrow Ace? Yeah? So you have no interest in sexual or romantic relationships? Yes. Are you sure? Oh my god. Yes. I bury my face in my hands and try not to scream. Look, dude, I'm done being questioned about why I don't want to screw guys. I don't see why that has to be everyone's problem. Never in my life have I ever felt like I needed to get a boyfriend to be happy. Everyone tells me that it's so great, but honestly, I don't see why I need to have one. I'm fine doing my own thing, but apparently everyone else isn't because they keep trying to shove it down my throat every chance they get. I am fucking sick of it. Whoa, dude. What? I glare at the bush and the fire whips away from me like it's recoiling. I recognize the, strength of your willpower. It is, admirable. Oh, save it. I wave a hand dismissively at God. Look, I just want to go home and sleep, man. It's been a long night. I have seen the troubles that you have faced this night, and will allow you to go. But know this, Credence, it is not the end yet. The demon, Fleetwood, still wishes to have his covenant with you. And my angel, Nash, still seeks to keep you from him. I will not persuade you to choose one over the other. You may not even choose at all. But it is you and you alone that will decide your fate. Go now, Credence, and meet them, and tell them what they must hear. Alright, fine. I'll do it. I turn around and start to walk away, but stop, remembering something. Hey, actually, I need your help with something. The usual way of going about this is through prayer, but seeing as I am already here, how shall I aid you? I pull out my phone, the location's back on, but that's not what I needed help with. 6 letters, holy chest containing the 10 commandments. The Ark. I thought the Ark was the boat. It is both. Wait, so they put the 10 commandments on a boat? No, they are called the same thing, but they are different objects. What? Why would they do that? I don't get a response back. I think God must have hung up because the fire goes out all at once, plunging me into darkness once more. Well, that was rude. I look at my phone, typing the answer to the clue in, and then I switch to my GPS app. It's working just fine again. Also, my battery's fully charged now, and my wallpaper is of a guy walking up to a giant floating cross in a desert made of pink sand. I change it back to my original wallpaper of a kaiju on planet Z before I leave. I follow my phone out of the alley and back onto the street that I was on before. From there, it takes me all the way back to the park at the edge of the campus without issue. I'm almost there. My dorm is just around the corner. There is a short red bridge that I have to cross to get from one side of the park to the other. I shut my phone off and make my way towards it. Now that I'm in familiar territory, I'm practically running just to get back home. But as I get closer, I see a figure on the bridge waiting for me. His dark gray fur blends in with the shadows of the trees, but it would be impossible to miss those looming antlers and those wide, leathery wings. Kit. Hey, Fleetwood. He stands right in the middle of the bridge, arms crossed, his wings flared out wide just to let me know that there is no way that I'm getting past him. His right wing isn't as far out as the left, though, and I see a dark spot near the joint that looks almost like a bruise. Are you okay? Oh, I'm doing just fine, kid. Never better. He says it with as much venom as a snake. Something tells me that he has, in fact, been better. I shift from foot to foot, weighing my options. I mean, obviously there is no way that I could fight past them, but I'm so tired that I genuinely consider taking my chances. Instead, I take a deep breath and decide to talk my way through. Look, Fleetwood, I'm glad that you're okay. I got pretty scared when I didn't see you after your bear friend blasted me. Yeah, I know that I'm supposed to be your target or whatever, but I hope this whole thing doesn't stop us from being friends. Oh, no, we're way past that, kid. This ain't just about getting the job done anymore. I can quit the job and find a new sucker to please anytime I want. I'm not here to try to convince you to take me. I'm here for someone else. Someone else? Who? Credence! I hear the sound of flapping wings, and I turn just in time to see Nash running towards me, his wings folded close to his body. Credence, are you alright? Am I too late? No. I just got here. Vile demon, get away from him! I look at Fleetwood, who's already walking in my direction. He doesn't stop for me though. He breezes right past me and I have to jump out to move out of the way of his good wing. You're a real thorn on my side, you know that. If I had known the kid was bonded to an angel, I would have begged the higher-ups to let me seduce some other pitiful soul. We're not bonded. Wait, did you just call me pitiful? And I would have let you two have your happily ever after if you hadn't done this to my wing. He jabs at the bruised spot on his wing. My only regret is that I didn't destroy you with one shot. But don't worry, this time I won't be so careless. Guys, can we... Ha, good luck with that, angel. You don't have the element of surprise anymore. I'll erase you from existence and then maybe I'll take your little boyfriend as my prize. I'm not... Don't you dare lay a finger on him. Ah, that struck a nerve, did it? You stupid, predictable angels. You'd thrown your own existence away to save the life of a pathetic mortal that won't even live past 100 years. If I have to sacrifice myself to save the one that I love, then fine. Not that you know anything about love, you slimy... Oh my god, shut up already. The two of them finally stop hurling threats at each other and turn towards me in surprise, as if I just popped into existence 2 seconds ago. Can you guys stop with the shit already? I don't want either of you guys to get hurt fighting for my hand or whatever. That's stupid. They stare at me dumbfounded. I can see the gears turning inside of their heads, like they were so intent on duking it out, they can't imagine any other alternative. Eventually though, Nash speaks up. You're right. I'm sorry, Credence. We're not thinking straight. Speak for yourself, Angel. It is not our place to make this decision for you. Nash, I don't think that you... It is your choice, Credence. If you decide to stay with this demon, I'll respect it, regardless of my feelings for you. Nash, no matter what, it'll end right here, so go ahead and make the right choice, yeah? Now it's my turn to be dumbfounded. Are they seriously making me choose between them? This is stupid, I don't have a... Oh my god, I'm gonna lose it. Alright, you know what? Fuck this. I don't know how you guys got in your head that I have to pick one of you to be my boyfriend for the rest of my life. Cause guess what? I don't have to choose jack shit. Come on, kid. Are we still going on about that? Don't start with me. Even if I was an ace, you honestly think that I'm gonna want to fuck you after you kidnap me and try to feed me TV dinners? You're even more out of touch than I am, dude. Cause I can tell you right now that nobody would be into you after that. Not even if you were like a wolf or something. Fleetwood's eyes go wide for a moment before he slumps his shoulders defeatedly. Damn, I knew this forum was a bust. And don't think that you're off the hook either. I jab a finger at Nash, who shrinks back with a bewildered expression on his face. You didn't believe me when I said that I didn't need a partner, isn't that right? It's written all over your face. I don't care if you save me from this asshole over here. I am not required to marry you or whatever just because you said so. And besides, the immortal angel thing is creepy as shit. I've known you my whole life, dude. It's not that strange, is it? I'm done being dragged back and forth like a goddamn trophy for you two. I just wanna watch movies and play word games with you guys. Why can't we just hang out like friends without any of the romantic or sexual baggage, huh? Christ. I'm really heated. I don't feel a lick of shame, though. I stare at the angel and the demon with unrestrained contempt, hoping that they'll finally got it through their thick skulls. Fleetwood is the first to speak. Well, damn, kid. If that's the way you felt, you should have just said so. I'm gonna drown you in holy water. Fine, we're through. Sucks my first mission was a dud, but it's no skin off my back. There's plenty of other pathetic souls that I can seduce instead. Not if I have anything to say about it. Nash turns to face the incubus, glaring at him. His wings unfurl and I see a shimmer of light begin to form in the palm of his hand. No, guys, not this again. You wanna throw down, Angel? I'll get you back for what you did to my wing. Fleetwood stands up like he's ready for a boxing match. I see him clench his fists before his forearms become engulfed in purplish flames. It's just like how it was at Fleetwood's apartment. They stare each other down, waiting for the other to make the first move, and I'm off to the side, completely helpless to stop it. The silence stretches on for what feels like forever, but then Fleetwood charges forward and... Wait! We all freeze and turn to where the shout came from. Well, Nash and I do. Fleetwood trips and hits his nose on the ground. I distinctly hear Fleetwood say a curse that I'm sure hasn't been a curse for centuries, but I ignore it, far more focused on the rabbit dressed, head to toe in bandages, hobbling towards us. Guys, wait. Don't fight. I have something to... Fuck. He trips over a rock and tumbles to the ground. Immediately, Nash and I run over to help him back up. Brian? Oh my god, shouldn't you be in the hospital? Yeah, but I had something that I needed to do, so I just jumped out of the window and went looking for you. Brian, your room... Credence, listen. I'm sorry, but I can't let you go any further with Nash. Because the truth is, I'm in love with Nash. What? Brian turns towards the flabbergasted Nash and puts his non-broken hand on his shoulder. Nash, ever since we met in middle school, I've always thought that you were an incredible guy. You're smart, funny, reliable, attractive. You're everything that I'm not. It's why I always thought that you'd never want to be with a guy like me. Also, for the longest time, I thought you were straight. But since you told me that you were going to save Credence from a demon... That's what you told him? I knew that I had to shoot my shot before I missed my chance, so I'm doing it right now. I love you, Nash. I always have, and I always will. For all of Brian's confession, Nash stood as still as a statue, his jaw somewhere on the floor. Finally, after a few seconds, his brain starts working again, and he starts to speak. I thought you thought I was boring. You are, and that's okay. But that's why... Brian turned and limped towards Fleetwood. I don't know who you are, but I've been enamored with you ever since you ran me over with your motorcycle. You're incredible. I've never met a guy as stunningly handsome as you. Since I met you 10 hours ago, all I've been able to think about is how much I want to... Until the sun comes up. Oh my god. Holy shit, dude. I see Fleetwood's brow inch higher and higher up on his forehead as Brian speaks, followed by the other until he's staring wide-eyed into the rabbit's desperate face. When he finishes, they come back down and a grin forms on his muzzle. If that's what you want, then I'll... all night long. Brian gives a relieved smile to the buck before ending with me. He reaches out to touch my shoulder. I recoil instantly. Dude. It's fine. I watched it, and I'm sorry for what I said, Credence, but I was going to lose my mind if I stayed quiet. I hope you understand. I blink at Brian. Yeah, dude. Really? Are you sure? I take a deep breath. Absolutely, man. Well, you three have fun. I'm gonna go to bed. With that, I turn towards the bridge and make my way across, leaving my stumped friends behind. 10 minutes later, I walk into my dorm and fall into my bed, and then I sleep until noon. Alright, what is this? 12 down, 7 letters, heads up. For some reason, I brace for impact, but nothing happens. No stray balls come out of nowhere to smack me in the face. And that's exactly how I want it. I shut my laptop and then lean back with a sigh, staring up at the bright blue sky above me with a creeping sense of melancholy. It's only been a few days since Brian, Nash, and Fleetwood left on their honeymoon, but I'm already feeling the weight of their absence around me. I never thought that I'd actually miss them this much. Doing crosswords just isn't the same without Brian heckling me and Nash politely making suggestions on either side of me. Hell, I'd even take Fleetwood. He's got a surprisingly good grasp of pop culture for someone who's 400 years old. I'm not going to be the guy who keeps a newlywed couple, or throuple, from going on their honeymoon though. I'll just suffer in silence like the man that I am. This sucks. I'm startled by the vibration of my phone making the metal table that I'm sitting on rattle like I'm sitting at the epicenter of an earthquake. I snatch it and open it up, seeing a new message in my notifications. It's a photo from Nash. He's taking a selfie with Brian and Fleetwood next to him. Nash has an extremely ill-fitted cowboy hat attached to his scalp, wearing a sleeveless plaid button-up and, to my shock, acid-washed jeans. Fleetwood's straight up shirtless, and Brian's got a cowboy hat of his own with his ears sticking out of it and a tattoo on his bare shoulder that I definitely don't remember seeing before. All three have glow sticks around their wrists, despite being in a broad daylight. Brian's got a beer in one hand and Fleetwood's ass in the other, looking like he's having the time of his life. Nash and Fleetwood look mostly confused, but they're smiling, so I guess they're having fun too. Another message from Nash pops up while I'm looking at the photo. It says, "I'd say that I hope you're doing well, but I already know you are," followed by a string of completely unrelated emoji. I can't help but smile at my screen like a doofus. I'm glad that they're having a good time. Music festivals don't seem like my kind of thing, but maybe I'll try it out one of these days. Probably not though. I shoot back a quick "stay safe," knowing that it's largely redundant, and then I put my phone down and crack open my laptop again. Alright, no more moping. Let's get back to work. 13 down, 6 letters. Words before the credits roll. Oh, that one's easy. The end. Written and programmed by UndertheBlacklight. Edited by Sarah K. Okay, so I didn't know what to expect going into it. But it was actually pretty funny. And yeah, I kind of liked it. Especially like having the Arrow Ace person have to constantly tell these people like, hey, I'm not interested in you or you in any way, shape, or form. So can you please leave me alone? And everyone's like, are you sure? But are you really sure? And then even having the Almighty be like, but are you sure? And it was pretty funny. Some say might be a little sacrilegious, but like, whatever. Who cares? It's just a story. It's fiction. But yeah, it was pretty funny. What did you guys think? Write it down in the comments, and thank you all for watching / listening. If you would like to play one way or another or any of the other Novembuck visual novels, you can go down to the link in the description, which will have a direct link for the itch.io page where you can download and play any of the games. No form of support that I know of, so yeah. If you would like to support the channel, you can become a channel member and you get earlier access to these videos as they're being scheduled. And it's a nice way to support me, support the channel. You know, you go like, hey, I like your videos. Here's money on a monthly basis. And I go, hey, videos, watch them before they go public. And yeah, that's how it goes. And if you can't do that, there is a Ko-fi. Also, if you want, there is also a Throne. But yeah, anyways, I guess that's it for now, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.